92.7, shooting a little hoop, get warmed up in the morning.
Promotions director.
Hey Mike, we should get you shooting a shot here.
Yeah.
Can Chris shoot it all?
Oh, one step back. Too close.
Yeah, you're not in your zone.
There we go.
I don't know about you, but I used to spend hours, my weekends at record stores. And now you don't have to do that, obviously, which is a downside for the record stores. But the upside is the internet is the greatest record store, that's ever been created for music that way.
Absolutely, that's what we're going for. Interestingly enough, though, a new study just came out that had radio at it was 75% of the people taking this poll still have radio as their #1 source for finding out about new music. So that's a good thing there too. The radio is still up there. People are going to the radio to find the new music, loading entire albums and finding songs that the record label wasn't necessarily looking for as the single to play, but they like track 7 rather than track 3. So they're going to request track 7 to play on the radio station, and it's really changed the game for radio.
And so, in your mix of playing music, will you see 20%? I'm just throwing out a number, but is there a mix of new music that you offer to the listeners that like you said, hey, it's cut number 7 on an album with 11 songs, and I think it's the best.
Absolutely. We just recently did that with a band, The Heavy, that was put out their release, their UK band, and they put out a couple of songs that were actually UK-only singles that we liked just as much as what the US single release was. And so we played all 3 of those, and they were supposed to play at Silver Moon Brewing, but the show fell through, and that was probably one of the biggest disappointments of the whole year last year of bands that didn't make it here, because they would have been just incredible
they would have just rocked it,
to see there. Yeah, but playing that band, I mean, we've got a ton of requests for that band. People like that band, so that's definitely a band that we discovered and put out there. Passion Pit is a band that listeners told us about, to start playing. So we found a song to play on there. The Fireflies from Owl City.
Yeah, from Owl City.
I remember before that song even came out, I got it on a little CD of a compilation of independent releases. And I think it was a ticket winner came up. She was collecting her tickets and said, "Hey, have you heard this Owl City song, Fireflies?" And this is back in like August of last year.
Right.
And I went, "Oh yeah, I actually just saw this on a CD."
Yeah, I remember hearing that
out.
song too, and I heard it before the album ever came out.
Yeah.
Was it a part of a soundtrack or anything like that?
I think it was just a viral thing. I think it was either a YouTube or something that this guy put out, because it's just one guy. He calls himself Owl City.
Right.
And sure enough, 3 months later, it's a top download of the Christmas season.
Right. My kids are listening to it.
Yeah.
Popular music.
And so we broke that here on this station, and then the top 40 stations are playing that, and it's going everywhere else.
Yeah. So do you think music fans enjoy hearing those kind of indie compilations?
I do. I think so. I think, everything. It's there's indie from indie to metal. I mean, we say Megadeth to Death Cab here. I mean, it's just such a wide variety in Bend and in Central Oregon, and not just listening to music, but seeing the live music scene coming here. That's a big thing too. I mean, we're so excited for Band of Horses coming here. I mean, that's a band that we talked about since the beginning of 92.7.
Right.
That they would be a perfect band for Ben to play at the amphitheater, and hopefully people will buy tickets and go to see them, because if there's nobody going to there, then there's not going to be Band of Horses bands coming to the LSA anymore. So,
but getting back to the social media and live music, I think that bands recognize that labels are there still, and they have to have a label, but they really have to self-promote, and they really have to still spend time in the radio stations locally, regionally, and having those touches and doing those. And that's where we feel that we're kind of 92.7, and what we're trying to do at Local Buttah is marry that excitement and share that fan base that bands already have with new listeners. And doing these shows that we've been doing acoustically, and maybe something I'll throw out to you here on the air is maybe we could also do a similar thing here in the station. We'd love to assist and marry the two together, because you've got listeners, we've got viewers, and it's a nice mix. So.
I think that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, we both had Larry and his Flask in right after they got off the Dropkick Murphys tour, and that was awesome to have them in here. And we have local band performances almost every Tuesday night on Highway 97, our local show. So bands are always coming in.